Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have for you beginner build, and it is an Underdog build. A dark horse, or however you call it, it is a Gunslinger build that's really good from start to finish. You can progress this build into endgame version with all the fancy legendary perks, but it does work from early game, and the version I have here, you can get to this point at around level 70, so I call it beginner, as in Fallout 76 level 70 it's where early game counts. So that's what we have in here, and let me jump into the details. So first, in case of legendary perks, as you can see I have two equipped, although you will unlock first at level 50 and I think second one at level 75. The upgrades are not important early on. What I recommend, obviously I cannot downgrade my cards, so my cards are upgraded. What rats, I recommend to take this one at rank 1 and leave it there. Do not upgrade it, you will not need it for most part. Then take follow through as a second card and upgrade this one first. It's the most beneficial to improve your damage versus tanky targets. Now, the build distribution special, you can see 3 strength, 9 perception, 7 endurance, 7 charisma, 10 intelligence, 15 agility, 5 luck. So under strength we only have a carry weight for your stims, and other stuff you will be keeping in your backpack. Perception very important for pistols, tank killer and concentrated fire, as we'll be using VATS. Yes, VATS is very handy, especially early game. Then glow sight, and this one you can swap when you want to tack on events for grenadier. That will improve the range of explosives, but outside of that you don't need grenadier, so glow sight. Endurance, life giver and fireproof, two most important perks to increase your overall tankiness, so those should be prioritized as early as they unlock. After that, charisma, we have party boy. This is intentional. It will help us boost our perception greatly and therefore improve VATS accuracy. Strength in numbers, this unlocks quite late, before level 50, but very useful. And tenderizer to increase damage. Then intelligence, since recently science perks started boosting damage of energy weapons, we want it. Batteries included to carry more ammo, and even though we don't really have on this build any weapon that does energy damage, it still counts. I will give you more details later. Scrapper, that's very handy, just 1 point. Early game, I think you will have a lot of benefit of having this equipped all the time when you'll be scrapping all the stuff. Then the most important category that you should focus first is agility. You will need it if you want to sneak, and you will need it if you want to increase your damage. So the focus is on agility when you level up. Now, covert operative to increase sneak damage, Gunslinger as well, Gunslinger build, escape artist for sneaking, 1 rank of adrenaline even though it unlocks quite late, master Gunslinger, only 1 rank, there is no room to put max out Gunslinger, sneak max out, and expert Gunslinger max out. Later on, most likely we'll need to reduce the sneak or just drop this card when you have really good stealth armor, but I'm assuming you don't have that yet, so sneak max out. And under luck, just 2 perks, class freak and star genes, so only the perks responsible for your mutations. Now the gear. Gear will be probably the most important part, and I do recommend Gauss pistol. Gauss pistol as soon as you can. How do you get Gauss pistol? It's related to the main questline of Wastelanders, the new arrivals that pops in when you level up to level 20. I would recommend prioritizing the new arrival questline until you unlock your gold bullion vendor, secret service, and purchase the plan for the pistol. So that's what I recommend. Recommended modifications for the pistol. Prime, of course, if you don't have stable fluxes, that can wait, but you can use hardened receiver until you will unlock prime. Then suppressed barrel. Standard magazine, I do not recommend changing that as you want lower AP cost. reflex sight, and that's it. So this is easy to modify, you don't need much gold bullion to achieve that. All you need is anti-armor Gauss pistol, so when you will be rolling yours, you shouldn't really spend too much early on, just roll one and use whatever you have. When you will have more modules, try to get anti-armor. Of course, what else will be beneficial the most? If you can have on second star that's hit chance and on third star less AP cost, that's the best possible option. As you can see, all I have is armor penetration. Weapon speed doesn't work on this weapon. Faster movement speed while aiming doesn't work either, it never worked, so it doesn't matter. Now, your armor. Your armor, whatever armor you can get that's shadowed, and I do strongly recommend for chest modification asbestos lining. At least as long as you will not be using any jetpacks, as when you have a jetpack you cannot simultaneously rock asbestos lining, but this is what I recommend. It gives some fire resistance, and being immune to set on fire perfectly pairs with fireproof perk under endurance, so I do strongly recommend that for chest. For all your limbs, of course, as well shadowed, always use armor that can have shadowed, do not use other armor, and put ultralight build whenever you will unlock it and when possible. That gives you some extra AP. Incredibly important on full health build, and this is a full health build. Now under apparel, of course, backpack. If you can get the one with reduced weight of food, that's what I recommend. And I have shielded Volt 76 jumpsuit with extra intelligence, endurance, luck, and strength. Good early jumpsuit. Like that's the first that you will unlock shielded on, so I do use that as this is a beginner build. For the mutations, there are some possibilities. You don't need adrenal reaction, I just didn't remove it. You can have it, you don't need it. What you need is bird bones for extra agility, eagle eyes for extra perception and crit damage, egghead if you want to level up faster, herbivore essential, you cannot be carnivore, as carnivore will give you extra complications. You want herbivore, so purchase serum definitely. Save your caps for serums from players. Herd mentality, marsupial, you want this jumping height. Scully skin for extra tankiness, although Scully skin you don't need early as it does reduce your AP pool, so it can be problem before you unlock the class freak. And speed demon you want, of course, as early as possible. You want to move faster while sneaking. So those are the mutations. As you can see, the loadout is very simple. For the time before you will unlock the Gauss pistol, go with whatever silenced pistol. Whatever Gunslinger silenced pistol, it will work for you. It can be pipe, bolt action, pistol, can be pipe, revolver with suppressor. It doesn't really matter what you will have early. That's what you are gonna use. And now, let's show me this build in action. And now we're inside the Westex, sneaking around, chasing those super mutants. First, it takes 2 shots before my adrenaline a little bit stacks up. And now we should be in the 1-shot category for most enemies. Just be careful with the doggos, they have quite high perception, but as you can see, I'm sneaking quite well, and I have good hit chance. We'll go into consumables. There is one food item that you really need, and look how surprisingly pleasant it is. And those are level 100 super mutants. It's about as tanky of an regular enemies as you will ever face. They will not even be level 100 until you will hit level 100, so yours can be lower if you are not yet level 100. So that's how easy it will be to pop all those super mutants for you with the simple pistol. It's incredibly powerful with the recent changes. It is not a meta build, to be clear, it's an underdog build. But if you want to be a stealthy gunslinger, that's something for you. It definitely works early game, so this is a great news, something that not everyone is using and works great. Now those consumables, there is one, the most important of them all, is Sweetwater Special Blend. Look at that, perception 15. The reason for that is I'm a herbivore, I have this alcohol perk under perception, as Sweetwater Special Blend is alcoholic tea. So this together and Strength in Number perk boosting my mutations give me 15 perception. It is a great improvement for your headshot accuracy in watts, and it lasts for an hour. Full hour. On top of that, you don't need to craft it. How you get Sweetwater Special Blend? There is a daily quest that will pop in here. Speak with Sweetwater. It will be popping quite often. You need 10 honey. You exchange 10 honey for 5 bottles usually of Sweetwater Special Blend. So you are good for 5 hours of gameplay when you do this daily. And this daily pops up like every other day. So it's often there, and you will have your Sweetwater Special Blend on hand. The other simple food that I do recommend, it's potato juice for extra action points, mud fruit juice for extra agility for sneaking, and lastly the corn soup for extra AP regen. Why those? Because those are super easy to craft. You just plant those veggies in your camp and then cook them with water. So that's all. There is no other complications. Super easy to get, and this build is ready to rock the wasteland if you have this stuff on hand. So that's it. That's the beginner Gunslinger, ready to go as early as you can. Probably to unlock the Gauss pistol, you will be around level 30. So one other tip, as long as you are not level 50, do not roll any good legendary gear. Just take first that you can get, as gear stops maxing out, stop leveling up at level 50. So you want the gear that you will be using until end of the game. So you want to roll for the good gear after you are level 50. And I hope this guide will be helpful for you. I wish you the best adventures in the wasteland. And as always, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.